question 67, we have to construct what's called a topographic profile on our answer booklet. This is a classic question that kids just speed through and they're going to get it wrong just because they're just trying to do it quickly. So definitely, again, slow yourself down. Another tip when it comes to these questions is you can definitely use a pencil when it comes to maps and drawing profiles. I'm going to have to do this one out obviously off screen. So I'm using my pencil here, and I wanted to show you what we have to do. We have a line, and the line that we're trying to draw, as it says in the directions, is the AB line. So we're drawing the line AB, and so if we come back to our picture here, we're going to need to use a piece of scrap paper. I just have a post-it note. During your exam, you'll be given scrap paper to be able to do questions like this. So just take the edge of your line, or edge of your paper, line it up right on the line there, and you're going to mark all of these on your scrap paper. So I'm going to label this one A, label that one B, and I'm just going to mark all the lines across my paper. And you might notice that a couple of them, at least this one right here is really bold, and that one is actually labeled. If you look underneath, that's the 600 line. So that's kind of helpful. That's 600. If you look, these circles are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So we're actually going up a hill here. And if you also look on the map, they go by 20s. So that would mean that this next line after 600 is 620. And this one right here is 640. And if you notice, it's actually the same line here. So that one also is 640. And B is actually located at 620. So I'm just going to label these on here. It's always helpful to put as much information on your scrap paper as possible. Now from here, I'm actually going downhill, going back down to A here. And so this one right here is going to be 580. So I'll write that on there. This one's going to be 560. This one's 540. And A is 520. So I just work my way back down the hill there. Okay, now we're going to take all this information and bring it over to our profile down below. And you can see that A and B are actually already put on here. You can see where they're labeled on the bottom. And A is already labeled on here at 520 and B's at 620. So that's nice. They already put those dots on there. This is how I do it. I always start from my bottom and work my way up. So are there any more 520s in my list? No, there's not. So I don't have to worry about that. Slide this up and keep A and B on the sides like this, A, B. Do I have any 540s? Yes, I do, and it's located right there, so I'm going to put a dot. Okay, again, slide up. Are there any 560s? I only have one of them, and it's located right here, so I'm, again, putting a dot right there. All right, slide it on up. Again, make sure A and B are still lined up on the edges. Are there any 580s? Yes, there is. There's one right here. Okay, 600, same thing. Here's a 600 right here. 620. All right, well, I actually have two 620s. One of them's already done because it's labeled at the B line. Okay, and then 640, last one. I have a 640 right here, and I have a 640 right there. Okay, so now once I take my paper away, you can see all my dots. Now what we have to do is we have to connect those dots, as it says in the directions, with a smooth, curved line. So we're just going to be nice and fluid and just flow from one dot to the next. And I'm going up, 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 up. Now, this is where kids often make an error. We don't want to go straight across because no hill is flat on top, at least most of the time, unless they're labeled on the topo map that way. So we're just going to curve it over the top, and then we're going to bring it back down again, back down to B. Okay, so the big things we're going to look for is this a nice proper shape? And does this line curve up above the 640 line and then back down again? And if you do that all correctly, and if you slow yourself down, you're going to get full credit for this topographic profile.